Well, it took 9 years, 8 months, and 22 days to locate him, but less than an hour for a small team of Navy SEALs to carry out the secret mission that killed the mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks on the United States.
United States President Barack Obama announced on Monday that Osama bin Laden has been killed, and the armed forces has both DNA and face mapping technology to prove it.
Americans have been rejoicing, and many can finally feel a sense of justice after the horror and destruction Osama and the rest of the Al-Qaeda brought upon us almost 10 years ago.
Welcome to the final episode of Season 2 of the Bryant News broadcast. We have had a great year, but it is slowly coming to an end as finals and that summer weather is right around the corner.
Well, one of the amazing stories coming in the aftermath of bin Laden's death has been of the Navy SEALs who raided his compound. Their group is called Team 6. They are the best the SEALs have to offer. Highly classified and anonymous soldiers, they can travel to a mission on a moment's notice from wherever they are. They're also not told who their target is until the mission is about to begin. Team 6 was formed based on the skills that set them apart from others. Their function was to work as a team and to do so anonymously.
For Rhode Island college students and their families already struggling with the current economic situation, paying tuition is going to become a more overwhelming task. The Providence Journal reports that the Board of Governors for Higher Education have approved tuition increases of 8.5% for the University of Rhode Island and 4% for Rhode Island College. Since these are public and state-funded schools, Bryant should not be directly affected. But the recent cut in available federal financial aid is forcing all schools around the nation to do the unthinkable and raise tuition levels for all students.
Well, Sarah, just another horrible side effect of the economy, I think, the way that it is today.
Yep, well, Bryant, we're at 40, maybe 6 now for incoming freshmen. It'll be above 50 before we even know it.
As much as I don't want to graduate, I think I'm getting out of here at the right time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you already have your loans to pay, and especially for the state schools, they're set in-house tuition. Mm-hmm. And usually people go there, Rhode Island residents, for the cheaper tuition, but that might not even be an option anymore. They might go elsewhere, and then Rhode Island's losing that business. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, can only hope for the best.
For one last time, Nolan, what does the weather look like this week?
Thanks, Sarah. Well, looking at the radar, you can see that we're in the clear for right now, but that won't last long, as showers are expected to move in tomorrow, and there is a chance of rain all the way through Sunday. Showers are most likely to occur on Sunday, which should put a damper on most of those Mother Day's plans. Monday and Tuesday are looking like our better days of the week with temperatures in the upper 60s and sunshine. Well, that's your weather this week. Now over to Brian and Chad with sports.
Our Bryant Bulldogs had a phenomenal weekend in both baseball and lacrosse. With the bases loaded in the bottom of the first, junior David Soltis belted a bases-clearing triple down the left field line, which proved to be the difference as Bryant upended Sacred Heart 4-2. With the victory, Jonathan Cohen picked up his first save of 2011, and our Bulldogs moved on to 13-15 on the road for the season. With the win, Bryant split the 4-game series against Sacred Heart University and manages to stay 1 game above 500 in league play with 2 more weekends remaining in the season. On to lacrosse now. Senior Evan Roberts scored his 12th goal of the season in double overtime with 17 seconds left to hand Mount St. Mary's their first regular season conference loss and securing the Bulldog program to our first ever Division I postseason berth. Pressed with quotes, "It means so much for our entire program to make the NEC tournament in our first year of eligibility, but what makes it even better is winning your way like we did." End quote. I wish best of luck to all our Bryant athletes as they continue their regular seasons and playoffs, and would like to thank the seniors for all they have accomplished and contributed to their programs.
May is a great time of year for sports. The NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, and the beginning to a great pennant race. But one thing that tops it all is the 137th running of the Kentucky Derby. This is when horse racing comes out to shine, as the quest for the Triple Crown begins. The field is finally taking shape, and so far it looks to be a rich bunch. Uncle Mo is currently the Vegas favorite on Saturday with 5-2 odds. The quest for the Triple Crown is a long one, and the last time it was won by a horse named Affirmed in 1978. When the horn goes off at 6:30 on Saturday, I like Dialed In to show twice the appeal to place, and for my winner, I like Nero. Now, as we come to an end this semester, we had many great sports moments during the year. From Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers winning the Super Bowl to Kemba Walker's amazing title run for UConn. There have been many, many great moments so far this year. We are only in May, but there's still more to come. Chad, what do you think the greatest sports moment this year has been so far?
Well, so far, I think it's got to be the winner of the Daytona 500, which is Trevor Bayne. He won it at 20 years old, and he's the youngest to win it all time. He's with the names of Richard Penny, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon to win it, so that's an incredible list to be part of. For those of you who are not NASCAR fans out there, the Daytona 500 is like their Super Bowl, so it's a big accomplishment, a big race to win, and that's going to be a hard record to beat.
Now, Chad, one of the things I thought was really impressive this year was VCU beating Kansas. The fact that they made it to the title, they were picked as one of the last four in, beating USC in a nail-biter, then going on to beat Georgetown, beating Florida State, and then beating Kansas in the Elite Eight to make it to the Final Four was impressive. A mid-major conference to do that. I mean, Butler had the run last year and this year again, but now VCU is someone else to watch for making that Cinderella story happen.
Yeah, it's always nice to see a nice Cinderella story. I think it would have been a little more memorable if VCU went all the way. I know two guys like in the whole ESPN bracket challenge only had VCU all the way. It was nice to see Butler repeat their go back-to-back in the championship. It's a shame that they lost, but that's the way it goes.
This is true. We're going to see many more great sports moments to come for the rest of this year, and I hope you all had a great year in sports. Now this is it. Back to you, Mike and Sarah.
Thank you, Bryant and Chad. On Monday, a Washington middle school teacher shaved his beard for the first time since 9/11. After the Twin Towers fell, Gary Weddle vowed not to shave his beard until Osama bin Laden was captured or killed. Weddle couldn't get the beard off fast enough, as he was clean-shaven by the time President Obama completed his announcement of bin Laden's death.
Well, we have all felt it. Pain at the pump. The average price for a gallon of gas has risen 19 cents in just the past 2 weeks. This time last year, average prices were hovering about $2.87. Now we are paying at least $4, and to fill our tanks, at least $50 a week. However, AAA has recently released a statement warning drivers of the harmful effects of pushing your car to the limit. In an effort to stretch gas for every penny, drivers may actually be doing more harm than good for their cars, which could result in costly mechanic repairs. The best advice here: carpool, take less trips to the grocery store, keep your tank filled above halfway, and get a second job.
Sarah, as I'm about to go into the job market, I think one important thing that I'm going to follow is trying to use public transportation as much as possible, because honestly, the gas prices are just getting out of hand here.
Yeah, I remember last semester we were talking about the same thing, and that's when gas was like $3.15, $3.20. Right. We were like, oh no. And at that time, I didn't have a car.
Okay.
But within the past month, I've actually purchased my own car, and I'm certainly feeling the pinch of having to go to the gas station and swipe my credit card.
Right.
And it's not a good feeling.
No, it's not. So try and use public transportation as much as you can, and try and avoid those trips to the gas station.
Well, here's Teresa and Courtney with our Bryant update.
Service programs are a big part of the Bryant community, and our ResLife staff is no different. This year, the winners of ResLife's Big Give competition were the members of the Hall 16 staff. They focused their efforts on the increasingly noticed lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer questioning movement. In collaboration with Youth Pride, Inc., the staff has organized a dinner reception to be held on Thursday, May 5th in support of those in our community and the youth of Rhode Island who identify as LGBTQ, and to show appreciation for YPI. The event hopes to be highly successful in displaying how accepting our community is, and includes a speech from 2011 graduate Steve Albrandi and a keynote address from former Dean Jack Triffs. Bryant students are welcome to attend and can do so by contacting Hall 16 Head RA, Carolyn.
Commencement is right around the corner, and Bryant's graduating seniors will be addressed by Daniel Ackerson, Chairman and CEO of General Motors. Ackerson will receive an honorary degree during the undergraduate commencement, which will take place on Saturday, May 21st at 10 a.m. Ackerson isn't the only one who will be receiving an honorary degree from the university this year, And if you would like to see the list of all 5 honorary recipients, you can find the complete one on the Bryant website. Another thing that's right around the corner is finals. Are you ready?
No.
It's like this week and next week are the 2 roughest weeks of school ever.
I completely agree. I think I'm just trying to get through this week and like prepare so next week I can sleep a little bit, but I'm trying really hard and lacking motivation.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just so much on our plate, but planning and organizing, and we should be all right.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to motivate myself to go to the library tonight, tomorrow night, every night.
Motivate me too, because
You're usually pretty mean to me, but I guess tonight I can motivate you, so maybe.
nice of you.
Yeah, I'm the nice one. I'm the nice one.
Lies.
Anyways, back to you, Mike and Sarah.
But for now, that's the end of our season, ladies and gentlemen. And for me, it's the end of my career here on the Bryant News broadcast. And it's been an amazing ride. I've loved every day of it, working on this show. And it's the end of one chapter of my life, but it's the beginning of another into the real world. And I can't wait to get started. And the thing that's amazing about this show is when you look at how you started off and you compare that to now, the huge difference. And it's really prepared me for the career I want to have in television. And it's an honor. And I have a lot of people to thank. I want to thank Brian Walsh, Chad Sabo, Nolan Thompson, Teresa Navarra, Courtney Vetter, Molly Tower, Dan Thomas, Kyle Taragowski, Jen Mello, Alex Carver, Carrie Van Allen, Dan Green, our moderator, Tom Zamorelli. Of course, got to thank all of our fans. Special shout out to My House, C4, 3 Johns and a Taylor for tuning in every week. And of course, I have to give a special thank you to you, Sarah, for I don't think the show would be what it is if it wasn't for you. And I'm gone next year, but the show is in your hands now, and I can't wait to come back next year and see what you've done with it. So.
Well, Mike, you have been the core of the show since last year when Brian Coe and Mark Laszlo started it up, and we don't want to see you go. But we know that you have bigger and better things to do. You're going to make me cry. So we just wish you well and hope that you come back and keep listening and watching. And
Oh, I will. I'll be your #1 fan next year. I can tell you that much. But for now, I'm Mike Cronin.
And I'm Sarah Larrabee. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next year.
Have a great summer, everyone.